This is an orthokedology case where we're getting some unusual post-wear topographies, especially in the right eye. There is a lot of bleeding in the reverse curve here, and left eye looks a little bit better. It's definitely not symmetrical, horizontal compared to vertical, but a lot of times the topography that looks like this actually has a really good result. So let's look at the lenses and see what's going on. We have the right and left eye lenses, and I think what happened here was either a computer glitch or maybe it was an accidental design in the wrong mode. Right now we're in GSYM mode for a GSYM lens, and normally we would expect a tear layer as well as a simulated fluorescein pattern that looks kind of like our textbook bullseye. We have instead a lot of clearance kind of throughout the whole lens, and we can see that in both eyes. If we switch the mode to freeform, then it looks like everything lines up a lot better. And normally what happens with a GSYM lens is the freeform mode will look worse than the GSYM mode. And that's because what Wave does in this window is it takes a GSYM lens and then it simulates a GSYM cornea onto which the fluorescein pattern is laid. When you switch to freeform, then Wave represents the cornea more true to life. In other words, it does not extrapolate the surface of the cornea into a GSYM shape. It leaves it freeform. In other words, it can be different in every single meridian, and usually this is the pattern that looks like this. So either there is a glitch during the transfer, or perhaps we started out with a freeform lens and then kind of did some touch-ups, but in this mode here. So regardless of how it came to be this way, the way to kind of reset ourselves is to leave the window in GSYM for a GSYM lens. The only time we might change this to freeform is I'll click and I'll see, well, let's redesign lens and you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's take a look at your parameters. You're at 10.7 overall diameter, 6.2, 6.8, and about a 175 power. So I'm going to go to configuration settings. We're going to choose our diameters here. So 6.8, 6.2, 10.7. We had about a 175, which I think for this patient is fine. So I'm going to pause the video while Wave kind of thinks about this. So now we have a new lens. In the GSYM view mode, you can see that the pattern looks more kind of what we expect for a reverse geometry ortho K lens. We are still designing in GSYM mode, which I think for this cornea is perfectly fine. Now if I switch to the freeform, we'll see that we get a little bit more clearance out here. And so this is where Wave is now laying a simulated fluorescein pattern on the true, or what Wave thinks is the true cornea. So we are going to get a little bit less alignment in this freeform mode compared to the GSYM view mode, where Wave is taking that cornea and turning it into the closest GSYM shape it can come up with. So I still think, even with this clearance out here, this lens does look like it aligns pretty well, this GSYM lens, and so I would leave it in GSYM. You can redesign the left lens in the same way, and it should give you a resulting view that looks like this. So this lens, I think, will fit a little bit better. I think what was happening was the other design was exaggerating some of this clearance out in the periphery, or exaggerated that by compensating it in the design of the lens. So this lens should fit a little bit better and give us better looking post-wear topographies and get your patient on closer to a successful outcome. So I hope this video helps. Best of luck with your patient, and thanks for watching.